Hello and welcome. My name's Marie and this is my yarn journey. I decided to do this impromptu stash reconnect reorganisation because this year, particularly since Christmas, and then even more so since East Anglia Yarn Festival in March, I have been making very limited purchases, mainly working from stash. And if I do make purchases, they've been very intentional purposes. I've got lots of lovely yarn in stash that I'm wanting to make use of. And so if you've watched my other stash video, I bought these containers that you can see a couple of them here. I've got 6 in total. These have all my main yarn stash. There's a few extra bits floating about that have been frogged, don't quite fit in here. And I've also got my minis separate, my leftovers in a separate bag. They're organised into bags. And then I have my 2 baskets, which I have my single skeins in that are full. And so it is quite organised, but in here, where these are is not organised. And also because I haven't really monitored what I've used very effectively this year, I've kept my knitting this year quite relaxed. I haven't really been keeping a note of things. I've been doing what brings me joy. And I have enjoyed that. It's been good. But what I feel is when I've been looking at especially that Ukrainian pattern and a few new patterns that I'm wanting to cast on, the sweaters, I'm not 100% sure if I've got something in stash that's viable. Now, earlier in the year, I did make a spreadsheet. I think it was around January time. But again, I haven't kept up with that. So what I'm thinking of today is I'm just going to spend a good half an hour, 45 minutes maybe, trying to get some organisation in these tubs, which is my larger quantities from my stash. I think I'm just going to be brutal and empty it all out. And in the process of doing this, hopefully it will reignite or help me remember some of the nice yarns that I've got in stash, and I'll hopefully be able to show you a few of those. I won't show them all because you will have seen some before. But then I'm hoping, I've got my iPad here, so I'm going to empty them all out, I think. I'm going to put them into piles, decide what to do with these boxes, and in that process I'm hopefully going to check that my spreadsheet is up to date, because obviously some of these tubs are along the back wall in my little understairs cupboard, and it's very hard for me to I can't see in them. It's not that I can't get to them quite easily, because I can, it's just that I can't really see. What I try to do is there's 2 that are very easy for me to see into and to access that are on the side at the front, and if I can put into there what I'm likely to use next, then that will be helpful. But in the others, I'd like to have it a bit better separated out, whether that's into weights or whether that's into types of yarns, I'm not sure. I think I need to get them all out first of all, do piles. I have got some spare Ziploc bags here in case I want to keep something together, because I do find that even though they're in these tubs, it's really helpful if all the, especially the sweaters quantities, are together in Ziploc bags. So like I say, I've got my iPad here to check my spreadsheet, and this is a labelling machine which hopefully I can use just on the top here at the front with a sticker, just so that I've got a visual reminder of what's in each box, even if that's just to say what weight it is or what type of yarn. So I'll empty them out now and then I'll let you see what it looks like. So I've already made a change. I'm not going to keep looking on my iPad to look at the spreadsheet, because I feel like that will take too long, me searching through. And at this moment in time, like I say, I just want to do it quickly and efficiently. So I'm just going to write down a list of yarns, and then what I can do is I can check them all off against my spreadsheet maybe this evening or another day later in the week when I've got more time. And I think that will work out better than my original plan. Opening the first box, it was one of the ones from the back, and it's all sorts of random stuff in it, so this will be fun, won't it? So the first box was mainly cotton, so I've just popped all the actual cotton back in here. A lot of this was what I got when I was newly back into knitting and first trying to do a few summer garments. Who knows if I'll use this? Some of these I don't even really like anymore, so they may end up as washcloths or something like that. I don't know. I've not really thought what I want to do with them yet, but that's not a decision for today. So this box will probably now be dedicated to cotton or summer yarns, which I'm not going to be using anytime soon, to probably go back in at the back. And the other bits that I found in there, I got a sweater's quantity of DK weight and some fingering, some leftover DK weight, and then some fingering spindrift, which I think you've seen before, but I will show you them in a bit. We're on to the second box now. Again, these are yarns that I got very early on into my journey. This knitting back into knitting journey, as I call it, drops Paris in this, I think this is an Aran weight yarn, I can't remember, but it's 100% cotton, 75 meters in 50 grams, so yeah, I think that's Aran. And originally I was knitting a top. I don't know if I was actually knitting or crocheting, because when I first got back into things, I was actually learning to crochet before I started knitting again. And again, I've been taught crochet, but very much more basically than knitting when I was younger. And I decided to follow some tutorials on Domestika. And I think that's what I got that yarn for, but I could remember him wrong. And then I've got some Drops Saffron, which again, another cotton. So I'm probably going to try and fit these into the first box. So then that will all be the cottons together. So rather than going for weights, I'm just going for types of yarns. Then I've got this leftover skein of the Sanders Garn Mandarin Petite, which is the fingering weight. This is my, it looks a lot more yellowy orangey, it's a bit more deeper in person, but this is Fibre for the People, and it's a cotton wool blend 50-50. I was making the underlace top, I think it's called, by Lily Kate France with that, another summer weight yarn, but it was frogged, quite a few frog things in here. This is Sanders Garn Tin Line, and again this was frogged, definitely all summer stuff there. And then I've got this, what was frogged, and I can't remember what that top was called, but it was, I think it was a fisherman, was it a fisherman's rib? It was something, a big rib thing, and it ended out too big, so that's been frogged. That's a Drops yarn, can't quite remember what it is, but I think it's another one that's classed as for summer top. I'm going to knit this top again, but I'm just going to knit a smaller size. I only knit size 2 as well. And then I had these put together for the Birds of a Feather shawl by Andrea Mowry, but I haven't gotten around to knitting that yet. So we'll sort these out and then I'll show you the next box. This box is pretty full now, but it's all cotton, so I'm going to put a label on there now. I'm emptying out the last box now, I think. I've still got these nice summer yarns that I haven't used yet. So I've got 4 50-gram balls of the cotton merino in the blueberry ice cream from Knitting for Olive. And I've also got the Knitting for Olive pure silk. I've got 4 of them in haze. I didn't get around to using them this summer. And I've got 2 tubs here that I've got. That back one's just cotton yarns. This one is all different summer yarns, some frogged, some not, and some vintage yarn down at the bottom somewhere over there. But again, yeah, quite a few cottons. So yeah, just the last box now to get through. Most of the yarns, I'll show you, there's a massive pile on the sofa, labelling machine ready. Most of these, as you can see, are packaged up, and a lot of them I do have plans for, so I'm quite glad about that. But I'm just trying to get them a bit more organised, put the summer yarns towards the back, and then have a look, see if I've got anything suitable for the 2 cast-ons that I wanted to do soon. So I've just come across these fingering weight yarns. I think I've got these are 50 grams each, and I've got 6 of them. They came in a set for making a shawl. Now I don't want to make the pattern that was recommended, so I'm just wondering if you've got any suggestions. They're really nice colours, so I would like, and yarns, because they're merino, so I would like to make use of them, but I'm just not sure what pattern to use them for. 4 of my 6 boxes are back in. I've got 2 summer yarn boxes back here. These, which I'm not even going to look into today, are my single skein baskets, all bursting at the seams. 2 boxes of fingering here, bursting at the seams. And I just got the last 2 boxes to sort out, which is DK. Just come across this stunning yarn. This is the one I've got 4 skeins of that I was wanting to do. Another Very V by Jessie made, but I need to double check the meterage. This is 225 meters per 100 grams, and compare it to the Sorella that I used last time, because I don't want to be playing yarn chicken again. I've just finished organising the yarns. The 2 fingering boxes are in the cupboard like I showed you, and I've now got the DK weights in the 2 boxes here. I don't think they'll be quite as crammed as the fingering weight one was, because I've not got quite as much, but a couple of these are fingering weights, which might be potential, sorry for the rustling, for the Slightly Sassy V. So I've got this one, which, if you remember, I was doing a swatch. Did I do a swatch with this? I think I did, yeah. What was that for the Lyra blouse? I think. And then I've got this one. Now I'm leaning towards this one for the Slightly Sassy V. I just prefer the colour over that one. I think it's a bit more fun, but I will need to do a swatch. But I had 3 skeins of both of those, so I just kept them aside just to show you. Yeah, I still think that this is the one I'm leaning towards. So I'll keep that out, and I'll need to do a swatch at some point. And then also, I found this yarn, which is my Isla, which I got from the Woolly Good Gathering, and this is 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk and 10% cashmere. Now I did start to do the Calm Down cardigan with this yarn, and it became very apparent that it was much too much of a drapey soft yarn, and I still haven't landed on a pattern that I'm 100% happy for doing this with. This is a beautifully soft yarn. I love alpaca, and it will be beautiful when knit up into the right garment. I just need to find the right garment that it's going to be good for. I think I also tried doing a swatch for the checker plate sweater with that, but again, it's going to be too drapey of a yarn for that. So if you've got any suggestions, how much did I buy? I think I got 6 skeins of this, if I remember rightly. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think I've got 6 skeins. So, and it's 225 meters per 100 grams. So I've got a generous amount of that yarn. Hopefully it'll be enough to make a sweater. And yeah, that's the last of everything I wanted to show you. So it's been really useful for me to go through all that. It shows me that a vast majority of at least the woolly wools, not woolly wools, they're not woolly wools, are they? Let me say that again. The wool fibre yarns that I have in stash, I have actually allocated to projects. There's only a couple of sweater quantities that I don't know what I'm doing with. I've got an Ula and Leela DK. I've got 6 skeins of that. I can't remember what fibre makeup that is, but that one, looking at it now, is a colour that would be more suited to my partner. So I'll probably make him something out of that. And I showed you the yarn for the Berry V. I need to double check if I've got enough meterage there. So yeah, I've enjoyed going through the stash. Got it done in just over an hour. My 45 minutes was a little bit ambitious, wasn't it? And I hope you've enjoyed seeing me reorganise it. Feels good now that I've got them separated out into DK and fingering, so I might know where things are a bit easier. And it's reminded me what colours and what patterns I'm hoping to do. Just hope this will be good for my Slightly Sassy V, as I stole the yarn that I was originally going to use for that for my Lyra blouse, but I do think that the Lyra blouse is going to be better for that. And also any commercial yarns that you would think sport weight or fingering, but more of a heavy fingering really, for the, so I can get a better gauge for the Ukrainian pattern, the v-neck sweater. If you've got any suggestions, that would be great, because I'm not really sure what to go for, because it looks, well, I definitely will need to buy something for that. Probably won't be until the new year now, but I've got plenty of stuff to be getting on with at the moment. And yeah, hope you enjoyed your crafting while having a nosy at my stash and seeing me organise it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!